One of the features of this I-Pace that I forgot to mention earlier is the Sat-Nav. The Sat-Nav is really, really nice. The feature especially that I like is you basically click on the map, you can zoom and move the screen around quite easily. It's not as good as a Tesla, but it is better on the movement on the screen, the touch interface, than it is in the Kona. And basically you can just zoom the map to the area that you want and then zoom it into the road that you want, click it and it tells you what road it is, click that road name, and then that goes into the Sat-Nav, and then you press start. It's so intuitive, it's so easy to use. I think if I had this car, I would use that quite a lot. It's so much easier than putting in an address and which road name and which house number and all those sort of things. It's much better just to zoom the map where you want to go, click it and start. The actual navigation screen in the center of the console as well is absolutely brilliant. I really, really like that. That works better than the details in the heads-up display of the Kona, which is interesting. I haven't seen a heads-up display yet. I don't know if this has it as an option, so there isn't one in this, and the one in the Kona, well, I don't use it quite often, to be honest, so unless it's one that really does project onto the screen, I don't think it's actually worth having. So the fact this hasn't got it isn't a loss. Whereas in the Kona, I can't get enough information on the trip displays, where here I can fill the screen with the Sat-Nav, so I'm not seeing any trip displays, but I've got the trip displays that I can have on the media screen here, and you can't do that in the Kona. So efficiency wise, yeah, I've just got for this journey up, we've done 42 miles now, 41.8 miles in total. We've regened 1.9 kilowatt hours into the battery on this trip, and we've achieved an efficiency of 36.5 kilowatt hours per 100 miles, which is, I was getting 33 on the way over here, so we're getting 10% worse coming this direction. So how far have we got to go? Yeah, I've got a camera just slightly in the way of the Sat-Nav screen, so 39 miles to go, and I've got 112 of range, so this is extremely comfortable doing the trip that I wanted to do. Me driving on this road how I want to, I'm going to comfortably get over 200 miles. So far we've done 43 on that trip, 84 on the last one, 84 is 127, 227, 239. So currently it's still coming down a little bit, but 239 mile total indicated range. And I think everyone's like that, aren't they? Everyone's buying an electric car for different reasons, and you've got different trips that you need to make. If somebody is buying an electric car and all they're going to do is pop to the shops, do a school run and the occasional visit of family and parents, and they're all within 50 miles, so your biggest round trip is 100 miles, then, you know, a Nissan Leaf is fine, an Ioniq is fine, a Kona is definitely fine. All of these cars are in your choice of what you want and what you can have that will do those miles easily without having to charge. And yeah, you know, charging's not a pain, but of course we'd rather not do it. We'd rather just charge at home and then do all your driving and then go back home and charge again. Charging out it's not a big hassle when you have to, but it makes it a lot less of a hassle if you don't have to do it very often. Yeah, I've just increased cruise control here up to 48 miles an hour when it was at 30, and half the time I was pressing the button up and I didn't know whether it was going up or not. It just doesn't feel as solid and as well put together as the Kona, and the responsiveness of things is better in the Kona. Interestingly, I've got the smart cruise control set to 30 miles an hour. We're in a 30 mile an hour limit here, and there was a speed camera here on the way through, but when I'm really quiet I can hear a noise from the car as it's getting to 30. It's like a beep 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 beep. It's almost like there's a noise outside beeping, but it could be like a scraping noise, perhaps off the discs, you know, as it's going around, you know, scrape, 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 but it's a bit of a squeak or a beep. It's an annoying noise, and for twice the cost of a Kona, don't think I'd expect those sort of noises from the car. Another little thing I've just noticed and picked up is the intelligent speed limit warning signs. We've been driving through a few of them at 50 miles an hour and the car hasn't picked them up. It was still showing 60. So I'm not sure that the camera system for picking up the speed signs, the small ones especially, it picks up the big ones fine. I don't think it's as good as the Kona picking up the small ones. Very minor point, it's worked on most of them, but coming through a village there, it did not adjust down on the screen telling me it was a 50 limit, it was a 60 limit. And just as I'm hearing again, I've got cruise control set, I can hear this beeping again. In fact, at 50 miles an hour on cruise, that beeping noise, beep, 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 sort of thing, it's not in the car, it's outside the car, but it's definitely noticeable and annoying. I don't know what that is. Stop navigation.
Cancelling route guidance.
Okay, I've arrived back at the dealership with the car. I couldn't quite make the 220 miles that I was hoping for, so what did we achieve? Well, it says 35 left to go. This journey that I've just done is 107, and the journey before that on the way out was 84 miles. So 84 and 107 is 191, 191 and 35 is 226. So in my opinion, this I-Pace is okay for 220 to 230 mile round trips. It really is as good as that. I thought it would be sub 200. I'm pleasantly surprised that it's achieved more than that. So well done, Jaguar. Yeah, 230 miles I think is achievable in this. I have been playing a fair bit in the last 10-20 miles with some good acceleration, and it didn't seem to knock it off too much. So I would think if I drove assertively a lot, then today's temperatures of 10 degrees C, dry roads, I would imagine 200 miles is what you're going to get in range. So what are the numbers? On the 107 mile trip, it says I've got 36.6 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. My first trip going on the way there to Peterborough, I did 84 miles. It recouped 5.4 kilowatt hours of energy, and I achieved a better efficiency rating of 32.8 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. I think the thing that I can summarize with this test that I've done is this is a better car than my Kona. It drives better in many ways, but the Kona is better than it in some ways. You know, as I've said, the hi-fi is better, and the lane keep assist and lane follow assist, that's better. Smart cruise control on this, it's not as granular. It's a bit more jerky than the Kona. The Kona's smoother, but I do like the distances on this that it maintains. It's very similar to the Kona in its longest distance, when you're at 50-60 miles an hour and steady speed and it's keeping a good distance, that's fine. But as you close on a car and reduce speed, the Kona gets a little too close for my liking. This doesn't. This brakes further and keeps a better distance away. So I think that's a good example. There are aspects of the Kona I prefer. There are aspects of this I-Pace I prefer. It is a better car. It is not worth twice as much money. Yeah, I'll say that again. It's not worth twice as much money. I still don't know if that makes the Kona cheap or it makes this expensive. I don't know. The I-Pace makes the Kona look cheap. So yeah, that's the way it goes, isn't it? And the Kona probably makes the Zoe look cheap. It's just the way it is. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I hope you enjoyed this video. I haven't done very many test drives lately. There haven't been that many new exciting EVs around, and I've been waiting for this one for quite a while. Next test drive should be the e-Niro. I'm in discussion with Kia at the moment. I should be getting one of those soon, and after that I've got a nice 300-mile test to do in the Kona. From the miles per kilowatt hour that I'm getting, I should easily achieve 300. So I want to do it, I want to achieve it, and tick that one off. Thanks anyway for watching. Thanks for subscribing, everyone. Take care. See you again soon. Bye-bye.